So today I just wanted to give you a quick update on the climbing frames that I've got. I've got one at home, and I've been using that one for beans and peas and for hanging baskets. And right now it's just got hanging baskets on it, and even that, it's quite nice for that. But it's also a kind of structural lighting frame, and with loads of lovely lights on it, and it looks really lovely all the way through winter. It's a bit Christmassy perhaps for some people's tastes, but I don't mind twinkly lights any time of year. And yeah, it's been really successful. It adds kind of a bit of structure and shape to the garden, but it's just been really productive as well. And so I've been super happy with that one. I'll talk about the construction in a minute. And then the one on the allotment is basically exactly the same. It runs down the side of my plot, in between my plot and Simon and Ellie's plot, and we kind of jointly harvest from it. And because it's kind of on both plots, and it sits where an old rotten pallet fence used to sit. And so we got rid of all those old pallets and just put this new frame in, and it's been hugely productive. I won't probably get all the figures exactly right, but I think we got 10 big trumpettinos off it, we got 44 winter buffy balls off it, and we got 4 sweet dumplings off it, and lots of little sort of intermediate harvests, maybe another 10 squashes or something like that through summer and early autumn. So that is a huge bonus harvest. It's just I just can't say how pleased I am with it, really. Basically replacing just an old rotten fence, and I think it did so well because it had access to so much water, because my plot is about a foot above Simon and Ellie's plot, so the roots were going a foot down underneath my plot in really rich soil that's had loads of compost on top for year after year after year, so it's become incorporated. So that soil deep down is probably really rich now. And then it's not really interfered with the surface crop that's sort of been growing in the first foot on my plot, which was beetroot and some brassicas and things. And then on Simon and Ellie's plot, the roots have been going underneath their path, because they've got a path down the edge of their plot. And so so it's just lots of water down there, and so they've done really well, and I hardly have to water them, so it's been a massive bonus. And I'm putting a similar sort of frame up in the corner of my plot, near the mini greenhouse, and that's going to provide some shade in summer to one of the beds. Probably have lettuce or something like that in it, which needs a bit of shade in midsummer. And I'm actually going to sink the posts into the path, and I'm going to plant the squash into the path. So similar sort of trick to what I did on this other bed, where it'll be growing underneath the path and underneath the raised bed. And so I think hopefully it'll work really nicely. And it's going to be an L-shaped, and so it's going to be pretty long. I think it's going to be 7 plus 3, 10 plus 8, 18 feet long. So it's going to be a massive bonus, and again it's going to be winter and summer squash, a mix of the two. Construction wise, really easy. Just big 4-inch posts hammered down into the soil, and then I put a top board across the top of them, and that kind of holds them nicely together, kind of levels them up a little bit. But the main function for that top board is so that I can either put strings or canes through eyes along there, so that the squash can grow up them. And then I put tile battens horizontally, so the squash grow up the canes, and then the side shoots off those go along these tile battens, and then I tie any big fruits to those tile battens, so it's super strong. And I didn't lose a single squash to in the gales and things like that. So yeah, as I say, I've been really, really pleased with it. And so I'm just doing more and more vertical gardening and more kind of gardening in areas that were previously unproductive, like paths and fences. So there we go. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.